My 13-year-old son keeps rebelling by becoming a 70-year-old man. Our youngest son, Taryn, keeps rebelling by turning into a 60-year-old man. He is 13 now, but he is so rebellious, and I am losing control as to what I should do with him. We could be all having a meal, and then suddenly our youngest will turn into a 60-year-old man. We beg him to turn back into a 13-year-old, because if he stays as a 60-year-old man for too long, then he will not be able to go back to his original age, which is being a 13-year-old teenager. He starts to destroy dinner and cause such a scene, and we beg him to turn back into a 13-year-old teenager. I hit him, and our son mockingly says, "You shouldn't hit your elders." And my wife and I are both struggling. We both look at each other, and we are both feeling so much shame for our son. He is destroying the house as a 60-year-old man, and then when he turns back into a 13-year-old, he is just laughing at us. He goes to his room, we have to clean up everything again. We have an older child son who is just normal, and the three of us discuss what to do with Taryn. When Taryn made himself age to 60-year-old again, I begged him to change back to his real age. He told me that if I punched his older brother, then he will go back to being a 13-year-old boy. So I punched his older brother, and instead of his nose bleeding, my hand was covered in glass. I was confused by this, and I had to go hospital to get stitched up. My older child was completely fine. Then when Taryn aged to become 70 years old as an act of rebellion, I begged him to stop aging like this, and he was staying much older for longer. There was a risk that he wouldn't be able to age back to his original age if he stayed longer at another age. He told me that he will go back to his original age if I drown my wife. So I tried to drown my wife, but she never drowned. Tard aged back to his original age, and then one day he aged to 70 years old again, and he stayed at that age for much longer. Then I realized why my acts of violence weren't working on my eldest son and wife. They were already dead. Because 2 months ago, my youngest child told me to kill them if I wanted him to go back to his original age. Then Taryn screamed because he couldn't age back to being a 13-year-old boy. When he aged to become a 70-year-old man, he became so tired that he fell asleep for too long. He is crying and begging me to help him, but I know that there is nothing that I can do now.